You might be wondering why the UPSC feels so powerful in choosing our civil servants, but still seems to be only advisory in many cases. By the end of this video, you will be completely clear about the UPSC, its setup, powers, limits, and why that matters for your UPSC preparation. Let's start with a simple picture. The UPSC is a constitutional body created to keep recruitment fair and merit-based for central services. Its rules are written in Articles 315 to 323 of the Constitution. And those articles tell us about composition, appointment, independence, powers, and functions. Composition first. The UPSC has a chairman and members, all appointed by the President of India. There is no fixed number of members. The President decides how many the Commission should have. The Constitution does not demand any specific degree, but at least half the members should have worked under the central or a state government for at least 10 years. Terms of service are set by the President, and both staff strength and service conditions are decided in line with keeping the Commission independent. Chairman and members hold office for 6 years from joining or until they reach 65 years, whichever comes earlier. A member can resign any time by writing to the President, and the President can appoint an acting chairman if needed. Now about appointment and tenure. The President's role underlines the UPSC's constitutional status, and the fixed term plus age limit balances continuity with fresh perspectives. This design seeks experience and renewal together, so the Commission does not become stagnant or too short-lived. Removal of a member is special and rare, and the Constitution lists clear grounds like insolvency, taking outside paid work, physical or mental incapacity, or misbehavior. If misbehavior is alleged, the President must refer the matter to the Supreme Court, and the court's report is binding before removal can happen. During that inquiry, the President can suspend the member, and misbehavior also covers having an interest in government contracts in an improper way. Moving to functions. The UPSC's main job is conducting examinations for all India and central services and selecting candidates through a fair process. The Commission also helps states when they request joint recruitment and advises governments on recruitment methods, promotions, transfers, and disciplinary issues. It handles questions about legal costs for civil servants defending duty-related actions, pension claims for duty injuries, and any other personal matters referred by the President. Each year, the UPSC sends an annual report to the President, and the report is placed before Parliament with notes on why the government did not accept any advice. That annual report is important because it creates transparency and lets Parliament check how recommendations were treated. Despite its authority, the UPSC is mainly advisory. The executive can accept or reject its recommendations, but rejection must be reasonable and not arbitrary. Courts have also said that failing to consult the UPSC where required does not always make a government decision invalid, because in some contexts, consultation is directory rather than mandatory. There are clear limits and exemptions. The UPSC does not decide reservation policy for backward classes, temporary appointments likely to last less than a year, large-scale Group C and D recruitments, or many diplomatic appointments. The President can exempt certain posts from consultation by rule, but those rules must be laid before each House of Parliament for 14 days for oversight. In practice, the UPSC acts as the watchdog of merit, while the Department of Personnel and Training handles classification, pay, cadre management, and training matters. The Central Vigilance Commission also advises on vigilance and disciplinary issues, and sometimes UPSC and CVC views may differ because they have different mandates and legal basis. For an aspirant, the practical takeaway is simple. UPSC conducts key exams, assesses merit through written tests and interviews, and recommends candidates. But final appointment rests with the competent authority. So your job is to clear the commission selection process, not to assume selection automatically equals instant appointment without final checks. Major examinations you must remember include the Civil Services Examination for IAS, IPS, and IFS, the Indian Forest Service Exam, Engineering Services, NDA and CDS, IES and ISS, CMS and CAPF exams. Knowing which exams the UPSC conducts helps you prioritize preparation and understand where UPSC rules and exemptions may affect recruitment. This concept is very important for your exams because questions often test your understanding of constitutional provisions, functions, and the limits of bodies like the UPSC. Questions from this topic are often asked in the general studies papers and in interviews where you must show clarity about institutional roles and checks and balances. Before we wrap up, picture the UPSC as a referee in a game. It enforces rules, selects the players, gives advice to the team manager, but the team manager still decides many tactical moves. That image explains why UPSC recommendations are powerful yet not absolute, and why legal and procedural safeguards exist around its functioning. Quick recap. UPSC is a constitutional body under Articles 315 to 323, appointed by the President with fixed tenure, specific removal procedures, key recruitment functions, and some important exemptions. Remember the annual report to Parliament and the advisory but influential nature of its recommendations when you study institutional questions for the exam. You're doing the right thing by breaking this down slowly. And understanding these basics will make constitutional and administrative questions much easier to answer. If you want more examples, past question links, and a one-page revision chart on UPSC functions and limits, continue with EduRev for structured practice and clear notes. Keep revising these points, relate them to previous year's questions, and you will feel confident discussing the UPSC in both written papers and interviews. Thanks for listening. Stay curious, keep practicing, and let EduRev guide your next steps on this topic.